It is a pleasure to have you in Portugal, in the beautiful city of Porto. For the first welcoming remarks of the Social Summit, we invite on stage the Prime Minister of Portugal, António Costa.
Senhores
Presidents, Presidents of the European Parliament and of the European Commission, dear Director General of the ILO,
we like very much to have a British among us in this European meeting.
Secretary General of the ETUC, Presidents of the representative employer organizations, dear representatives of the civil society platform, dear heads of government and state, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Porto Social Summit. I'd like to begin by thanking everyone for being here today. It is, in fact, very important at such a difficult time as the one we're going through. It's very important that we've had such an impressive mobilization. Undoubtedly, this clearly demonstrates the importance of the European social dimension that brings together in one room heads of state, heads of government, leaders and representatives of the various EU representations, the Secretaries Generals of the ILO, social partners, representatives of civil society. I would like to, in fact, thank all of you for your contributions to this summit. And here I would like to highlight the resolution that the European Parliament approved, as well as the partners in the European Economic and Social Committee and the European Committee of the Regions. We are going through incredible times. COVID has shown how important it is that we need a robust social state. There are multiple vulnerabilities that still exist in our societies, however. A dignified worker with rights is not only to do with human dignity, as in fact Pope Francis himself has often underscored. Dignified employment with rights is a matter of resilience and stability for our societies. A precarious society is not a resilient society. Cooperation cannot merely occur to tackle emergencies. We need to have proper recovery post-emergency. We need to create jobs. We need to avoid bankruptcies. We need to make sure that we have the necessary investment to improve our competitive edge. We need to combat the immediate effects of this crisis. And this means that we cannot ignore the strategic challenges that we need to address, that we still face. The health emergency that we're living through at the moment also is further exacerbated by the climate crisis that we're looking through. This is the decade of European digital economy, digitization of our economy, of our society, and making sure that Europe is a global Europe. The time has come to speedily implement economic and social recovery, making sure that we have economic transition and as well as the twin green and digital transitions. But this cooperation has to be sustainable, and it's only sustainable if it is just and inclusive. These transitions will generate opportunities, but they will also generate a great deal of anxiety and concern. The economic and social transition create opportunities as well, but they also create concerns. In fact, many workers are now facing new forms of work. We need to implement the rights that have already been achieved. We need to make sure that our companies, and especially small and medium-sized companies, do not lose out their competitiveness because of the new environmental rules that they have to implement and because of a lack of investment to take full advantage of the opportunities of digitization. Climate transition is important. In fact, we have an excellent example of this where in Matosinhos a refinery was closed, not far from here, but Matosinhos is going to make an enormous effort to reduce CO2 emissions with this closure. But what is also true that the closure of the refinery will also do away with hundreds of jobs. This refinery and other ancillary activities will also lead to job losses. These people will have to change job, will have to reskill to embark on new activities. I've given you just one example very close by, and I'm sure there are many other similar examples across the whole of Europe. And I'm looking at the energy sector, the automobile sector, many other sectors where the climate transition means profound change. And changes in turn lead to further profound changes in the production process. Europe cannot lag behind in these transitions. But we cannot forget the other side of the coin of these transitions. Hence, the need for a strong social pillar in order to combat inequalities, in order to create new jobs, in order to guarantee reskilling and social protection throughout the whole transition process. The recovery should be based on the twin green and digital transitions, and it'll only be successful if we make sure that our society becomes more robust. We need to do away with existing inequalities and not create new inequalities between people or new inequality between the various regions. And this is precisely why we are here today, in order to renew the European social contract. Everyone, member states, local authorities, social partners, everyone at their level have to find inclusive and innovative responses so that we can become a paradigm of a society that can adjust to the new times. Our citizens need to trust, they need the confidence to deal with this twin transition. And this is our ambition. And this is why the European Commission in March this year tabled its action plan in order to guarantee the implementation of the European Pillar of Social Rights, which was proclaimed in 2017 in Gothenburg. And I'd like to take advantage of welcoming Stefan, who took the initiative of organizing the Gothenburg summit. I would also like to welcome Ursula and Nicola Schmidt for their contribution to building together a stronger and fairer Europe, thanks to this action plan. Now, this action plan isn't a mere response to the current crisis. It is also a future-proofed instrument. It's an instrument looking to the future, because the whole process of these two transitions do not just rely on the reduction of CO2 and boosting digital companies. No, we need to do more. We need to create more and better jobs. We need to invest in reskilling and innovation, reinforce a new social and welfare system. And this is the challenge that all our societies face. And we can only achieve this if we mobilize all social partners, if we speed up and intensify the social dialogue, and we reinforce collective bargaining agreements, which is why we are organizing this summit today. Because sitting around the same table, we will have a frank and clear discussion on a new European pillar of social rights. We've brought together leaders of member states, of European institutions, of trade union organizations, employers' organizations, civil society representatives. We will have 3 parallel panels to discuss employment, training, and social protection. They will thrash out ideas, try and find a common denominator, a compromise that will unite everyone around the implementation of the action plan that was tabled by the European Commission. I would like to wish all of you good and successful work, and I look forward to meeting again here for the closing ceremony later.